Don't miss out on our new giveaway. Sammy's Camera is giving away $500. Check it out at the end of the video. Hi, this is JP Morgan. Today on the Slanted Lens lesson, I'm going to do something just a little different. I've always had this sense of what's going on set, and I'd like to be able to communicate that, what's going through my head, what I'm feeling. So I'm going to try by just going through every single slide that we shoot. We're going to post every single slide. There's 419 slides here. I'm going to just go through them one at a time, and as I'm going through them, I'm going to talk to you about what was going on in my head at that time. I'm just going to take that from the top and see what happens. First off, the Orange Empire Railway asked me to come and to be able to do some publicity shots for their steampunk days. Now they wanted to be a family, so they had a family they brought there that we could photograph. I had not met them before we arrived. I showed up with myself and 3 assistants, but we weren't there to do that shot. We were there to shoot the train in the evening for the HMIs and LED lesson that we did. But I told them we would shoot the publicity pieces for them, so I used 2 of the assistants to be able to help me on this. Could have easily done it with 1. If I had to, would have done it by myself. So let's just take a look at what happened. First off, out of the car, we built a Triton. Triton with a small battery. The reason is because it's on a stand with a battery and a small octagon. Makes it very easy for me to move with it, to move to different places. We can move very quickly. That gave us a lot of flexibility, so we can get to different places on the property, move everyone around, and work very well and very quick. I've got a couple of radio slaves, one on the Triton and one on my camera, so I can just keep radio and connecting to that. So as we started, here's Caleb. He's looking like he's having a very dark day. He's looking a little sad. So we brightened him up, a little too bright. And I'm playing with that tilt shift lens, and I said, you know what? I don't want things to be out of focus here. We'd been using the tilt shift lens earlier, but I really want to see everything. I want to see the family in focus. I want to see the train in focus. So I switched off to just a normal 24-70 lens. That gave me a better view. I'll shoot some with the 7200, but most of this will be with the 24-70. You know, the biggest problem we got when we got there, sit tore in front of the train, was that there it is. We've got, you know, the train, we've got this huge piece of equipment that's moving people around and wasn't going to sit still for us. So we had to shoot it when it came into the station. So I just did a quick shot. I look at Tor with that white shirt and I just shudder. Every time I see a white shirt on set, I just hate it, because I know that it's going to be impossible for me to light and make that look right. It's just a difficult thing on set. The other one I can't stand is a black shirt. So white shirt, black shirt, they both kill me just about the same. Okay, so I've got my 4 people set up here, and what's really frustrating about it is that it's 4 people, and of course I boxed them in. I set 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Guys on the camera left and girls on camera right. And it's too boxed, and so as I went through this thing, I got the strobe going off, so it's opening up the shadows, but of course her white shirt is blowing out on me. So I'm gonna try to move the camera around a little bit to the left to try to avoid some of that white shirt. It became pretty tough with that white shirt to be able to make that work. So I moved him around. I pushed him more into a triangle. I put Dad in the back because he's very tall, and I tried to work them in more of it like this. So somebody up front, 2 to the side, and Dad in the back. So it really made it work a little better. But of course there's that white shirt up front, and the only thing I can do is try to tilt that octadome up a little bit so it doesn't hit them, but I never really got that to look very good. And of course the train rolls in and out, and at that point we're done. So I'm sitting there going, all right, we'll set them up on this little cart on the side. I kind of spread them out into a nicer horizontal. I got the little girl up on the suitcase, and of course she's freaking out. The strobe was way too bright. I got a couple of shots that are okay, but there's no train. There's nothing here that really works. And I'm looking at it going, there's this huge pole in the background. I mean, everything just didn't feel very successful to me. Tried a low angle in order to be able to see them from underneath, which sometimes will help if I can look into blue sky or something. But again, I'm looking right into the sun. You see it right in the background there, and it still was not working for me. So I played with this for a couple of minutes, tried to get Dad up front, Mom in the back, a little bit of depth, and it just never really quite came together. When we get to frame 8292, it's starting to work. Dad is up front. We see if the train was in the background, it'd be sweet. I got him to hold up his little arm piece so you kind of see the steampunk stuff. But in the end, I just wasn't loving it. It was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. We threw them back down. I put them into a 2-1-1 up front where I've got Mom and Dad in the back, taller son in the middle, and little girl up front. Little girl was the shortest one there, and it's killing me because she's in a white shirt, so I'm having to fight getting to see her. And what I should have done is stop, said, look, we've got to get her into another shirt because this is just killing me. But I didn't. I just kept rolling. I didn't know if she had another shirt, but that was a mistake on my part. Again, I opened up my exposure a little bit here. I tried to see if I can, make something happen there, but now I'm fighting her shirt and the train. But here comes the train in. I get several shots here, like 2 or 3. Of course, the little girl's kind of looking off, scared about the train coming by. So that became a little bit problematic. But So we got a little bit going on. She eventually put her fingers up to her ears because the train was too loud, and she didn't really like that too much. Well, after I shot this little sequence, I thought, let's go find a parked train car while we wait for the engine to come back. So we went down the tracks. I found a little cove area where some people could sit down, stand up. We've got a pretty harsh sunlight coming in from the right-hand side, so I've got to deal with that somehow. Either I've got to get an exposure on the foreground with the Triton. It's going to allow me to stop down or to slow my shutter so that sun is not going to be so powerful, but it really becomes difficult. So in the end, I decided to just go ahead and throw a flag up and knock some of these, the sun down on them. Tor is holding up a great big 39 by 39 light panel. That's going to knock down a lot of the light on them and make a little nicer image. I love this thought of the kid kind of hanging out, leaning forward, dad kind of leaning back. It just was a nice setup with the four of them. At frame 8343, we're getting we're knocking most of the sunlight off their faces, and we got the sun leaning out, and we're starting to get something that's happening. There's Tor standing there holding up his octodome, and back to our family. I love this sense of depth when you get somebody foreground, background, kind of pushing forward and leaning back. We've taken all the sunlight off from them now, so we're just dealing with the highlight coming from the strobe. We moved the strobe around now so it's more in the direction that the sunlight is at. It's not directly at them, but it's more from the side, so it gives us a little bit of wrapping on their faces. I like it when we get into this perspective here where we see down the train. So we see the four of them, we're looking down the train. We get a lot of deep perspective with that. But we got a nice image there. We got the little boy in the back, or the front, and the little girl in the back. Of course, I'm going to want to switch these two, and I bring little girl up front, and of course we're back to this white shirt that's killing me once again. So that, putting on her, if I'd had a flag in my hand, which I didn't have at the moment, I would have tried to knock that down, but it didn't really work. So I pushed Mom up front. I've kind of played around with the different people coming up and back. It just kind of keep working that thought. You see in the frame there, we see the little boy kind of you see his face kind of come up in the sun, so we're trying to keep that sun off from everyone. So it's a small reflector. We're trying to keep everybody covered by it. And again, we're trying to fill out some time while we're waiting for the steam engine to come back. I love Mom's purse, so I put her up front with that little round purse to give us a little, kind of a little sense of the steampunk. I thought that was a lot of fun. But I didn't get the great sense of the people behind her, so I brought Dad up front, kids in the background, and just kind of worked that grouping there. I like seeing the train down the side of the train. I want to keep that perspective as much as I can and still work our group together. So I'm trying to build a group up into the train and then see this line that kind of pushes down the side of the train. So for me, the point is to just keep moving everyone around and keep working on coming up with a grouping that works for me. With four people, it's tougher, so I'm trying to move people forward, people back, and just change them constantly. You got not just the size of people issues, but the numbers. So you got big dad, you know, to tiny little girl. So we just have a different arrangement here we got to keep playing with in order to make it work. Again, our light though is mostly that octodome from the Triton. It's just opening up the shadows there, getting a little light on their face. Most of the time I had it off to the camera right side, but then I moved around over the camera, kind of give me a nice light on their faces. I like some of these. I should have pushed Dad to smile a little more. I love this when we get this little girl right up in the camera because she's got such a sweet face. And we see the train going in the background. And I think we could have played with that one just even a little more, but she was really cute. When I got her up and away from my light enough, her white shirt wasn't killing me quite so bad, even though it's still pretty dark, or pretty bright. All right, as soon as the steam engine got back, we grabbed everybody, we ran up to where the steam engine was, and for a minute there, I've got just the steam engine. So first off, I threw the little boy in there, and I've got this really heavy sunlight on the side of his face. Threw a little girl in there, but I'm feeling a little dark, and the shadows on them. So you see that I opened it up with a strobe there, that octodome right above the camera, just to open up their faces a little bit. We just played with the two of them together. You see it without and with the light, just enough to open up the shadows so it just doesn't feel quite so deep and dark. Our strobe started to go on and off here for some reason, on and off. And we found out later that it's because the radio sleigh batteries were dying, and so it wasn't firing every time. We moved our whole group in next to the steam engine. We get that nice line of the steam engine going down, and our group of people next to it. I thought I'd just play around with the thought of getting Dad on his knees, so drop him down to the ground, and just have our group behind him and the depth of the train, as much depth as possible. And we shot there for a few minutes with that strobe, opening up the shadows and gave us a nice setup here. thought this was a nicer setup because we got Dad so tall. We got him on his knee, and it kind of gave us a lead-in line, kind of moved us up to Mom and to the kids, and it was a nice setup. We got the train just kind of streaming away from us along the side. When I moved the little girl up front, she's way too hot, too close to the light. I kind of just blew her out, and so we had to make an adjustment if that was going to work. I never quite got that under control the way I liked it, so I just moved her out. She's in such. I moved her right up next to the light, and the light. She was already in a white shirt and a problem, so it just wasn't the place to have her. So I pushed her back in, brought the little boy up, and we shot a few more here. My sense about it was that okay, we see the side of the train. But I want to just see train, and so we moved right to the very front of the train. I put them out on the tracks, light right behind me. I'm still at eye level looking at them, so I can be up, so I can see the engine behind them. I like the angle a lot. I pushed in on some where I can just see the four of them and the train in the background. And also, you see how our light's going on and off sometimes. We got that sun now around enough. I mean, if I can't use the sun in the shot, which is pretty hard to do, I'm going to want to get it as far behind them as possible. So it's a rim light, so it comes over the back. That's just the safest place for me, and I can then put my light in. And that's kind of what I did here. We got them up, and the sun's behind them. I can put my Triton up front and just open up their faces. I got myself so that I started to play with horizontal and vertical here. And then I started to get lower. I dropped myself down almost to the ground. I laid on the railroad tracks for a while to shoot. And the problem with that is you got this tall Dad, and he's pushing up in and covering a lot of the train, but you got great railroad tracks coming in forced perspective across the camera, so that was fun. And so it was a nice setup. Of course, there goes the glide cam as it sneaks into the shot as Lars goes slipping by with his glide cam, shooting some behind the scenes. Again, we've got that reflector on the camera right side. Now that little girl's in place, I'm going, that white shirt's killing me in the sun, so we're trying to knock the light off from her and keep that reflection down so it's not too bright. And again, our strobes are going on and off. We didn't finally figure that out till midway through. But eventually got that under control and got new batteries on there. Little girl was not happy about sitting up on the train. So, I mean, I didn't realize it at first that she was really upset about it, but I just kind of stuck with it. And I started to realize, it finally dawned on me, she's not happy up there. It was a great place for her, but unfortunately she didn't want to be there. It didn't work out that well. I kind of tried to do somewhere I moved around so I see the front of the train, but I can see down the side of the train. That just gave me an interesting perspective as far as front and side, a lot of depth in that image. And it was a nice look at our family. You see the reflector sneak into the side there. We're trying to keep that heavy sun off from Mom or off the white shirt up on the top. Strobes kept going on and off until I finally figured that out. I'd love to get on the ground. I'd love to lay on the ground and shoot because I just get that nice, really heroic look as you look up at people. Gives a nice perspective. And there's a shot right there where I am on the ground looking up at the train. I would retouch out those power lines, easily done, throw maybe a blue sky in there, or maybe not, and that gives us a nice look. But this is where I finally felt like it was working. Up to this point, we got some that worked here and there, and they're nice enough, but I didn't feel like it really started to work until we got here. Again, we got this kind of diamond shot where got Mom, little girl and Dad to sun and top, so this kind of diamond kind of grows. It's a little too stacked. I wish that the sun wasn't directly above Mom's head. I'd like to move him over, so I kind of brought the camera around a little bit to make it so they weren't exactly on top of each other. And actually these worked out nice. I didn't realize they were that nice. All right, well, we decided to kind of finish up on the side, brought them out again, and started off by stuck them in that square setup again. Boys on the left, girls on the right. And shot there for a couple of seconds. Didn't take long to figure out that that wasn't working. So I pulled little boy off to the side so I have a nice little grouping. Little boy kind of leads out. Train lines move into him. Get this nice movement of the family, and then goes on to the deep kind of engine in the background. I had now moved to a 200mm lens because I just decided it's time to get some stuff with the train even out of focus a little bit in the background and looking at our family. So I shot a lot of this stuff on 200mm. I'll shoot for a while with just the front engine of the train, and then I'm going to try to get them to come way down the tracks. I like these. I would sweeten these up by removing some of the phone poles, but I like the look, that 200mm. I think actually my favorite though is when I got slightly off to the side, so I see a little bit of the side of the engine, the family. It was just a nice setup. We went to the last setup. We got the full engine horizontals. You know, a lot of times for PR stuff, they're going to want a nice strong horizontal for their website or something. Went back to the family up front. I brought that Triton over to the side to kind of give me a little light from the left. It was a little bright here as we started off, so we toned it down. and that just gave us a nice light on their faces. I started playing a little bit of a thought of I put the two kids in the foreground, and then I've got dad and mom walking by in the background. So there's just this sense of them strolling with the kids up front, the train in the background. That was a nice setup. We did a few of those. And then we punched in for our family group. We're just about finishing up our shot here. At this point I've been doing 45 minutes to almost an hour with the family, and the kids are about done. And then of course there goes the steam engine, it pulls away again. So there's just a little bit of look at the process. You know, it's hard for me to look at these and to talk about settings. I mean, I'm trying to shoot at somewhere between a 60th of a second to 200th of a second to just kind of crush the sunlight down just a little bit, and then bring in that Triton just to open up the shadows. So it's a run and gun method. I just know I'm going to lose a lot of images. It's just the process. But as I keep shooting and keep adjusting, I'm going to slowly work into a sweet spot. And I make myself, I just beat myself up about, if it's not looking right, I'm going to keep working it till it feels better. It feels better. It's amazing. You can say, okay, it's really looking great now. If you walk away shooting 2 or 3 frames from that, you're in trouble, because little girl's not going to be right, little boy's not going to be right, dad's not going to be right. And you just need to work it. When you get into a sweet spot, just keep working with your talent and get as many frames as you can. It'll give you a nice look from everyone. So there's just a little look at doing this shoot out as from frame. I hope that's interesting to you. Again, that Triton, battery operated, very mobile. We set it up to be able to move quickly so we can shoot a lot of different shots. Our goal is to get, 6 to 8 great images you can send out for public relations purposes. I'm not looking to walk away with this with 200 images by any means, but there's a good array of images there that are strong. We'll do the things that they need them to do, so I felt like it was very successful. So, this is the first time I've done this, where I just sit down and look at the images and stream of consciousness. If you like this format, if you think it's worthwhile, just let me know. Give a shout out and let me know if this really is valuable to you, because if it is, I'll do these on some of our older lessons and post them on our website. So again, get out there and shoot, and keep those cameras rolling, keep on clicking. We're offering a free download that was put together by our team, Adelaide Lauren and Hector Olguin. It's sponsored by Squarespace, but it's a great free download on how to design your web page, your landing page, so it'll bring people in and convert them into clients. It's called the 7 Steps to a Landing Page That Sells. So go to theslanted_lens/7 steps and download this free download. It really is a great download that will teach you the things you need to do to set up a web page that shows your great photography but converts the people that come there into clients that want to hire you. It's the 7 Steps to a Landing Page That Sells. Free download sponsored by Squarespace. Check it out on theslanted_lens/7 steps. Our new giveaway is a $500 gift certificate from Sammy's Camera. Sammy's is a great camera store. I have used them my entire career, literally my entire career. They've been a great place for me to get all the equipment that I need. Sammy's Camera. They're giving away a $500 gift certificate, so go to theslanted.com, check out how you can enter there. The $500 Sammy's gift certificate will let you buy whatever you want on their website, so go to theslanted.com where you can see how to enter. Well, you're still here? You haven't subscribed to the Slanted Lens yet? Get in there, subscribe to the Slanted Lens, get it done. Come on, things are getting hot around here.